What's up, everyone? It is Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and Bitcoin is hodling for dear life. Um, it is seriously holding on for dear life. The uh, support level on the daily chart, aka the February lows, aka the April lows. So, as you can see right here, boom, kind of pressed through it, and getting some green action today. So, it's not even 4 hours into this green candle. We'll see if it can make any headway. But yeah, this thing is hanging on by a thread. So the question is, will we get a bounce or not? Honestly, sellers look like they got control though. I mean, look at the volume here. You see spike in volume both times. Sell off day, sell off day. So that's not good. On the flip side, even though these lows here and this support on the daily chart is being challenged, um, I'm not completely sweating it, and that is because if you look out into a larger time frame, and this is something I talk about in the third video of the Scaredy Cat Guide to Investing in Crypto, is multiple time frames and the power of looking at multiple time frames and how larger time frames dominate. Well, you will see that the absolute low here, this was the bounce in February. We spiked all the way down to 58.73, and then that coincides with this right here. Now, what's this? Well, we had a move, consolidation, obviously pullback, held. And then what happened? The huge move late last year, basically when it went from normal price action, uptrend, to crazy parabolic bubble type movements. So, what have we done? Well, we've made almost a full round trip. But technically, looking at the weekly chart, we're not all the way there. I mean, we could go down to 5,800 and essentially get there. So, as much as I would love to hold 64, 6,500 on the daily chart and hold that support and bounce from there, I also am keeping my eye on this 58, 5,900 level. Now, if we can't find any footing there, then yeah, kind of going to get ugly, so to speak, because now we've come all the way back. We've reverted back to the mean, so to speak. And if we don't bounce there, well, then you're looking at what's the next support level? Well, this is the last bottom. So you're looking at 3,600. I mean, yeah, there's this prior top. Maybe we get some price action there, but in terms of an actual next bottom, you're looking at 3,600. So, yeah, definitely don't want to see us go below 5,800. Obviously, I'd love to see us maintain 64, 6,500. But these are the downside targets, and you should always know your downside risk. Now, let's talk about the upside. Upside, all right, if we rally at 64, or even if we were to push down to 58 and rally from, then, well, you're looking at a couple things. Prior tops are always what we want to pay attention to. So, all right, a move back up to the high nines, right? Or initially, prior supports become resistance. So if we do push down to 58, well, then this 65 level becomes your first target, so to speak. And then if we can push, obviously, push through that, then you're looking at 96 or so. And this is on the weekly chart, so this is a broader view. But watch, these price points will come into play if we go back to the daily. So looking at the daily, you see, same thing. What's the prior top? Well, this was the last big prior top. On the daily, though, boom, there you go. 7,700, right? So this is why I like to look at multiple time frames, because if you just look at the monthly, you're going to lose a lot of the action in between. If you just look at the daily, you're not going to see those bigger resistance and support levels. So this right here obviously coincides with the weekly chart, just like the low of 50. Like you think about it, it's like, all right, you had this little spike here, you had this pullback here in terms of the 5,800. Doesn't look like anything of significance, right? Outside of it maybe being a pivot point, right? but then you look at the monthly and you see that it actually does have a lot of significance. So this is why I like to look at multiple time frames. And like I said, I do a whole video on that in the crypto investing course. That is the third video in that course. And there is a lot of power in looking at multiple time frames. So in conclusion, I am holding my core Bitcoin position. I have bids in at 58.59 because, again, if I can buy at a monthly, a weekly support level or pivot point, if you will, I'm going to take that shot, especially when I know my downside risk is if we essentially push under 58, I'm getting out of Dodge on that ad because I know what the downside is after that. So that is essentially how I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. Hopefully, I gave you some principles on how to view investing in a crypto coin or heck, even a stock. I mean, when you're looking at a price chart. So remember, try and find 2-to-1 or better risk reward scenarios when you enter positions. That is one of the reasons I am actually looking to get in if we push down to 59, 5,800, because that will offer me at least 2-to-1, regardless of if I use the first price target or the second price target. So just always try and put those odds in your favor. Anyway, I'll throw some links in the video notes as always, and we shall see what happens over the next few days. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know. Some people are kind of like freaked out or scared or like, oh my God, we're selling off. And I'm kind of excited because there's action. So until the next video, we'll see you then.